Greetings and salutations. This is Outspoken Diva, and let's talk about this time of year. It's springtime, and it's my favorite time of year. To quote Drew Hill, that's all I'm gonna say because I don't want them suing me. I want free tickets. I want to see jazz, not a lawsuit. So, but they were talking about Christmas. Some of y'all like Halloween. Some of y'all like Fourth of July. Some of y'all like Thanksgiving. But y'all know my favorite holiday is what? Those of you who know me, it is the Easter. Yeah, we like the pastel colors. We like the frilly dresses and the cute suits. We like the Easter egg hunts. We like the candy. We like the ham. We like the potato salad. I think some of y'all like the lamb chops. I don't like the lamb chops. We like whatever we're going to eat on that day because, it's not even about that. It's about a man named Jesus who bled and died and got up on the third day for us, right? For you and me, right? For you and me. That's better. That's better. That's better. But also, we're not just going to talk about my favorite holiday. We're going to also talk about my favorite holiday. Shout out to Chicken Run. That's where I got holiday from. I will not do that too many times this this video, okay? Trust me. But I know holiday is part of the British culture. I think that movie took place in British Columbia, and that's when I first heard that, and I knew that that meant vacation. So whenever, sometimes, I'm acting goofy, I say the H word like that, right? Okay. But and the reason why I'm dressed so casually is because we're gonna travel by charter bus to the mid to late 80s, 1980s, okay? And where you're gonna meet a elementary school, no, lower elementary school, outspoken diva, and she's going on her first trip out of I think at that time the farthest I had ever traveled was Fort Worth, which is like child that's named 30, 45 minutes from here, maybe an hour. Okay, so yeah, this is her first major trip. Okay, and she also finds out, no, I'm talking in third person about myself. I also found out that this is the first time I had ever got sick traveling. So this was the first incidence of motion sickness. If you don't know, I have severe motion sickness. Like I can't leave 15 minutes away from my home without ginger in my system. So yeah, if you didn't know that, now you know. So I have all kinds of ginger candies and ginger snaps and all that kind of stuff with me, just in case. But I drink tea and stuff like ginger tablets. So now, but in the late 1980s, late to mid 1980s, mid to late 1980s, she didn't know that. I didn't know that at the time. But we traveled. I can't remember how many hours. It was quite a while, you know, because getting out of Texas takes a long time. But we had already stopped in Hot Springs, and then we made it to Eureka Springs, and we stayed in this nice little quaint hotel motel called the Colonial Mansion Inn. It was only 2 stories. I think our church at that time, my mom was, yeah, Foundation Church took us to uh to on this trip to Eureka Springs, Arkansas. My mother was the one of the youth directors. She was assistant youth director at that time, and most times she was in charge of the trips during that time. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. I had to cough, and I did not want to cough in y'all's face because this was gonna be a major one. That was a major one. Anyways, so yeah, Foundation Church, and my mom was assistant youth director, and she was in charge of the trip stuff. So we were going to there, and she took the youth and some older adult, no, some adults also went. We had a whole charter bus. It was full, and yeah. So we got there that evening, so we kind of, played around the pool and ate pizza and stuff like that. So, the next morning we got up and there was this barn restaurant that we went to. It was a restaurant, it was a barn. It was called the Smorgasbord. And we opened it up, opened the doors, and there was all this breakfast food and stuff. And this is one of the reasons why this is my favorite place, because it gives me all these good memories. My mom, this is when I found now the words are foodie and people in the fresh air and all this kind of stuff. My mom was not the same lady that was raising me that day. She was all like, any other day we would never have had ham and pancakes and eggs and all. And then she turns around and asks, "You want some cereal? You want some Captain Crunch?" My mother would have never done that at home. This good fresh air up here in the Ozarks. So I was like, yeah. And every now and then, when I don't eat Captain Crunch as often. It's my favorite cereal, but I don't eat it as often because I'm an adult. You can't digest that stuff like you do when a kid. Sometimes when I do indulge in a bowl, that first taste tastes just like it did in the mid to late 80s. So okay, we get through eating. The buses pick us up because we had walked to the barn restaurant, because it wasn't that far. You just walk down this hill, but they picked us up for it to go to where the purpose of us going is to see the Great Passion Play. If you ever been to a Passion Play, I had been to a Passion Play the year before at in this suburb of DeSoto of Dallas at a church. So I knew what a Passion Play was, but this was the Great Passion Play. And if y'all see my thumbnail, no, cover thumbnail, y'all see this statue that looks like the Christ statue in Rio. Well, this statue, it is the Christ of the Ozarks. It is inspired by that same statue that's in Rio de Janeiro. And you see this, we pulled up to this place. It was a big compound, had this little church, little chapel church, and you sit down in there. And, for the 80s, talking wall, this church with these talking walls. And they told the history of the church and stuff. Like I said, 8 year old me, elementary school year old me, that was cool to her, that kind of thing. Now I'm like, oh, okay. But then, we go on the compound and stuff, it was pretty much, as long as you're here to see this play at this time so we can all sit together in our seats, y'all, scatter about and stuff. Of course, I was a little kid. All the little kids had to stay with their, parents or chaperones and stuff. So that was fine. But you see this big statue and all the people that are in the plays. They come and talk to you. And there's other displays and smaller shows and stuff. So then it's time, time for the play. It's like around 6 o'clock. No, so and it was summertime, so it was still pretty light out. You sit down and they start at what we know as not Passover, Palm Sunday. Start at Palm Sunday when Jesus comes to Jerusalem on the donkey. Hosanna, Hosanna, and they wave the palm leaves. And then, you go through the whole story and stuff. And they like, it's pretty timed because by the time they get out of the Lord's Supper and head to the Garden of Gethsemane and that thing, it's dark. It's dark out. So okay, and by the time we get to Judas's kiss and uh, them arresting Jesus and Peter's denial and all that kind of stuff, it's like, oh, okay, it's pretty dark. By the time they got Jesus on the cross, this was the game changer. Because by then you start seeing, you hear the thunder and you see lightning. We're like, whoa, this is top notch here. This is top notch technique and what's this stuff? Not technique, not graphics, but background stuff, it was like, whoa, this is deep. But as they're lowering Jesus down, it starts raining. This was not part of the play. We everybody, even my mom and them say they thought it was part of the play. And as but we're so entertained, we're so into this play. The people are still acting, and everyone in this, and we were outside. It's this outside amphitheater, and everybody used to, like they take a few steps and then they look back to see the to watch the play. We're getting wet, okay, and we take some more steps. By the time we get down to uh rolling the stone away, Jesus, resurrecting, everybody's, I mean, most of the people are at the top. And, it's still raining, but, we're like trying to huddle under. But no one is going back to their cars and buses or whatever the modes of transportation it was. We're watching this play. It was so good, so good. Even as an 8-year old. And it was just like by the time they were taking their bows, everybody just clapping. That's when you realize everybody is at the top, still watching the play, and they probably are used to this. It's happened before. These people live there. They this is their job. So okay, we get back to the no, we go back to the barn uh restaurant to eat and stuff, and then we go back to the hotel and stuff, and then we come back home. The next year, yeah, we go the next year because by then, again, the weather report, there is no Google weather or weather apps and whatever they call, weather channel and all that kind of stuff. You just kind of had to call up there and say what's going to be the weather like. Well, they did that this year, and my mother also packed me a sweater. So I'm the only kid uh on the trip with a sweater walking around the compound and stuff. So, and this year it was very hot. Like the sweater ended up around my waist. My mother hates that look, but she understood that day. And it did not rain that time. It was still a very good play, even through the eyes of This year I'm 9, so it's still. And I always credit my favorite holiday on why I love my favorite holiday. It helped me understand the story. Okay, like I said, I want to go. I don't know if I said it. I've recorded this previously, but I always want to go back as an adult to see, do I still see it through adult eyes. Plus, I mean, the next year we we left a little earlier and we visit around in the town of Eureka Springs, and there's quaint little shops and there's things to do, and we took a little trolley ride. And now last year I found out, either last year or the year before, I found out Eureka Springs is one of the friendliest and top cities for LGBTQ plus communities. They have a very active community. Now, to me, even though I am cisgender heterosexual, that says a lot to me because as much as we talk about Christianity and the LGBT plus communities, they're not favored in the Christianity, Christian spaces. Well, the ones that are out loud talking, the conservative ones. That's not the case in Eureka Springs. Even some of the members of the LGBTQ community are in the play. So to me, that shows much more a better example of Christianity than some of our churches. I said it. Okay. A lot of, especially these conservative ones, some of y'all can learn a thing or two. Okay, by what I read in the article. I'll drop the article down below on the blog to the link to it down below. Cause I saw this and I was like, oh my god, get it, Eureka Springs. So that's another reason why I want to go to see it as an adult. Again, I want to see if what I would see is an adult eyes. And as much as I love Easter, much as I love Resurrection Day, I know the play can't disappoint. I know it can't disappoint. And my mom's gone another time when I was in high school, and that red barn restaurant is now part of the compound of the play. It's in a building now other than a barn. So that is cool. And I want to see that one day, hopefully before I leave this world, you know, If not, y'all just sprinkle my ashes that way. Sprinkle some of my ashes in your Whisperers. Not all of them, just a few of them. Maybe my eyes, or what you think my eyes are. But yeah, so that's why my favorite holiday and my favorite holiday having what they have in common. So yeah, again, I credit my favorite holiday on why I love. Well, I don't totally credit, but because it's all about again a man named Jesus who took on human form to understand and live life as a human and take our sin. He was sinless. Take our sin, put it on that cross, and die for us. Die for you and me. And then rose 3 days, 3 more days, 3 days. He gets back up for us with all power in his hands. And one day he's coming back for us to live with him in paradise. All right, y'all. Let me end this. You got any QCCs or questions, comments, and concerns? Cause I'm getting a little choked up here. If y'all want to know. Yeah. Let me know down below in the comments on the blog, the video, or the social media site. Do you see this on? Or send me an email on the email address that's in the details. And other than that, happy Easter, happy Resurrection Day. Love you.